Let's go up. It's not big enough. And I think I coined that stretch goal term. Joe knows what that means. Adrian knows what that means. And so we sort of operate a little bit like a corporate board in that sense. And I think that served us very well. The best news that I heard tonight, the best words were from Dr. Boucher when he said, "We are there now," when he was referring to the pipeline and having a therapeutic approach for cystic fibrosis that's going to really be meaningful to patients. So I'd like you to raise your hand if you've worked in the CF world for at least 10 years. Raise your hand. It takes a long time, doesn't it? And a lot of money. I'm looking at Charlie, who is a new member of the Inspire team. Charlie Johnson's a pulmonologist who was at Genentech when Pulmozyme was developed, and Adrian recruited him from the West Coast somehow to come to Inspire, so that when Danufasol is successful, Charlie will be right there leading the way along with Joe Shackle, who's the head of commercial for Danufasol, and Tomas, who's our star scientist, and Anna, who's one of the Inspire employees. Anybody else from Inspire? Okay, we've got a nice team here tonight. There's a lot to do. It takes a lot of money, takes a lot of time, but we do it for the kids. That's why we do it. And that's why I've really enjoyed the last 2 years. We have enhanced the board. We have enhanced the amount of money we raised, over 15%, I think, revenue over last year. And we have a great honorary chair of the Master Chefs event, Mr. Bob Ingram, former CEO of Glaxo. So we're counting on him to bring in those companies this year to the Master Chefs event. So I want to thank Kat for taking on the new chair role. I want to thank all of you, and as Gail said, we cannot do it alone. We need each and every one of you and your friends and friends of friends to help us do this for these kids with cystic fibrosis. But it's a really exciting time, and thank you again for all you do. And I want to thank Kay and her team. Have you ever seen such a small team do so many great things? It's very impressive. That doesn't mean we don't need more people, Gail. Tell Bob we still need to fill head count that are open. But you do a lot with the little, and we appreciate it. Oops.
It's always daunting to follow Christy, both up here and as the board chair. So as I get started, I'm going to bring you back up.
Yeah, she's that close to a clean getaway.
On behalf of the board and the foundation and all the supporters here and volunteers, we want to formally recognize your leadership, your innovation, your passing of the passion. And one of the things, as Christy pointed out, she was always pushing towards the stretch goal. And we were a new chapter, and you would think we'd take a little bit of time and just get settled. And Christy said, no, we're going to be the best, and we're going to be the, what was your other, best and bigger. And we have recognized you here. We thank you for thinking big and striving to make our chapter the best so that we can find a cure for CF. If we're all indebted to you. I'm personally gratified that you're going to continue to be involved with the board and not get too far away from us. So enjoy.
And now we're ready for you.
Yep.
Cats.
Thank you. I think one of my first initiatives is to make sure that we have heat at the next annual meeting. But seriously, it is rather daunting to follow Christy, but I am extremely excited to take the leadership of the board, and mainly because we have an incredible team that and a foundation, as you've heard tonight, that there's a lot of enthusiasm around the successes we've already had and the successes that we hope to see, or that we know we'll see in the next year. I think, as various speakers have pointed out tonight, each of us has either a professional or a personal connection to CF. And for me, my professional connection to CF began about 15 years ago when my husband Charlie and I started our company, and Inspire became our first client, and we were introduced to CF. More importantly, we were introduced to the foundation and Dr. Boucher within about a month of starting our company. And since that time, we continue to be involved with CF and work with a number of other companies who were developing new therapies. And I'm going to say something that various other speakers have said. I've been involved in a number of nonprofits, but I've never seen a nonprofit where there was such collaboration and mutual respect between the foundation, the board, the parents of CF kids, the kids themselves and the young adults with CF, and as well as the corporate sponsors and all the volunteers. So that is one of the reasons that I continue to be involved, because I think it's a remarkable chance to be part of something that is obviously bigger than ourselves and that can help the people that need it the most. So that is my professional connection. But I also have a personal connection that began a lot longer ago, and that is our oldest son, Chris. His best friend, his childhood best friend, had CF. And unfortunately, Ben passed away in March of this year. And shortly thereafter, Chris and his wife, Erin, found out that they were expecting a baby boy. And they said, without any hesitation, that they were going to name their son in Ben's honor. And the baby was due about 2 weeks from now. And ironically, if you believe in synchronicity, we got a call a few hours ago that, I can't even get through this, that Ben Lineberry came into the world today. Thought that was just amazing timing, and he was born healthy, and we do honor Ben's memory. So we've talked a lot about our successes over the past few years, but it's already time to look toward the future and our goals for the next year. I think all of us feel the momentum tonight and the great base that we've built, and especially Kay and her team. I want to thank you again. I think one of the reasons they wanted me to take the chairmanship is I live about 10 minutes from the foundation office. But we do have significant challenges ahead. I think we've got a fantastic group, a lot of you, all of you sitting in this room. But as the slide said, we want to pass the passion, cultivate even more support, and be up here next year talking about the incredible additional successes we've had. So thank you, and I look forward to working with the rest of the board and to all of you here. Turn it over to Kay to talk about some of those challenges for the next year.
Thank you, Kat. 2011 is an exciting year coming ahead. And the things that we need to do to continue with this momentum is to strive to be the best and continue your legacy. And to be that best, we need to expand our base and bring 30% new volunteers. These can be volunteers who may have worked with us in the past and maybe have gotten involved in other things, or maybe just gotten away from us for a while and maybe just needed to come back to us, or maybe they're completely new to us. But expanding that base and building our committee structures and being very strategic with our recruitment of those committee structures with chairs and recruitment, corporate recruitment chairs and committee positions. Invite our families to join us and learn about the CFF services when they're coming through our care centers, and become more involved with our care centers in providing more information on our services. We need to utilize our social media and market better through the CFF through media. Create friendly competitions through challenges, industry challenges, team challenges, whether it's through Climb for Life or Great Strides, or other events that we have, always remember why we're raising dollars. And it's because of our patients, because of our children and our young adults. I'm always reminded that our patients are into adulthood now. We now have 46% of our patients are over 18 years of age now. And we have one of the most inspiring CF patients that I know tells me all the time that she's a proud 51-year-old CF patient.
Quite yet.
And I love her.
2 weeks to go.
Money buys science, and science saves life. And Dr. Bell reminds us of that all the time. That's why we raise the dollars. That's why we do our events. That's why we in the chapter are doing what we do. Thank you for all that you have done in this past year and all the years before. Thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for your attention, and thank you for the conversations that I think that we will be having in 2011. I look forward to working with you. I've enjoyed working with you, Christy, as chair, and I look forward to working with you, Kat, as chair. I hope that you'll stay and enjoy some food and some opportunity to speak with each other, because the people in this room are absolutely amazing people. So if you haven't had a chance to meet some amazing people today, now's your chance. Thank you.
That brings luck, right?